Hi, welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, The Weeknd, Hurry Up Tomorrow. No wheel. It's a new release. It just came out.
Yeah,
And this is the last Weeknd album, allegedly, ever.
allegedly.
Allegedly. This is the finale of the trilogy that was After
Mhm.
Hours, Dawn FM, and then this. And then I think he just announced that this is the last Weeknd album. I'm assuming this is not the last of the music he will make. He'll probably just go under his real name or something.
Yeah.
I'd imagine making a persona of a really messed up individual over and over and over and over again is probably tiring. So sometimes you just want to make some good songs. But
And he does do that.
he does. Yeah, I think we were all kind of worried about this. The marketing for this album has been a little strange. There's been a lot of changes, a lot of weird things going on. The cover changed the last second before this came out.
Dead.
The lead single of the album is no longer on the album, so "Dancing in the Flames" or
Odd.
whatever it's called,
Yes.
that's
It's
not on here.
gone.
But the Playboy Cardi song "Timeless" is on here. But yeah, it's a double album. It is an hour and a half, so we're gonna be here for a while. I don't know. I'm still excited. Just cautiously going into it a little bit. Not as much as the SZA thing where I'm like, what is this?
Right.
I just think there was some more changes towards the back end of this thing. But I think we all enjoy After Hours and Dawn FM to varying degrees. I think they're both very good albums.
Yeah, I love both of those albums. I think Don FM is his best record that I've heard.
Okay.
I really love that thing. So I am a little bit trepidatious going into it because I like Don FM so much. I'm like, well, how are you going to follow that up? I guess we'll see.
I suppose we will. I think we can just jump right in. Wake Me Up, track 1.
All I have is my legacy. I've been losing my memory.
Is he sampling Thriller?
I think he is.
Okay.
It sounds very similar.
Sun is never rising. I don't know if it's day or night. Wake me up. It's coming to the wire. I feel it like I'm paralyzed. Cleanse me with your fire. Open up my eyes. Are you real? Or you illusion?
I'm going to pause a little early. Wake Me Up.
That was pretty dang good. I'll say that. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good opener, kind of playing with the themes that the rest of the trilogy has with death and afterlife and whatever. Yeah, if they aren't sampling Thriller, they
It's
are
very
like
close.
very, very close. But I think that that actually is like super effective. If this is like the afterlife, like part of the trilogy, that song is about zombies, or at least the music video is.
True.
So to like, you know, to imply that is pretty good, I think. So yeah, very, very nice. Great synth pop, if you ask me.
Real. You go next. I'm going last.
Me? Okay. Yeah, I think that was a very good opener. Kind of like we talked about before, about this being kind of like a trilogy and having the same sound. Um, I think it's all sounds really good, like the whole trilogy up until this point. So I'm going into this with like no expectation, kind of like thinking it's going to be the same thing, hoping that it turns out that I really like it. Because I think that even though it does sound good, he's kind of run his course a little bit with the whole
Mm,
synth pop sound. Um, and it's just kind of he's done a lot of it at this point. It still sounds good, but I'm just kind of running the strat of going with no expectations, so you like it better. But so
that's
far,
fair.
that was a really good opener, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of hoping that it's more of the same, but also not hoping that it's more of the same type thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm going in with full expectations, and it's pretty good so far. I enjoy this quite a bit.
Okay.
I don't know. Producer list is stacked between Justice, One O Tricks Point Never, and Mike Dean on synths. Like
Mhm.
that's a pretty powerhouse combo to do this, and it does sound gigantic and anthemic and cinematic and all the describers and words. Yeah, it's a great intro. Just like kind of granting this grand soundscape here. Why is my camera not? It'll catch up. I'm speaking too many facts right now, I suppose.
get
That's right.
Look
overheated.
at my stupid face while we do this.
It's a great frame to be frozen on,
It really
too.
is. Anyways, that intro is pretty fantastic. Yeah, I think the Thriller interpretation works well. I think if anybody is a successor to Michael Jackson's kind of style, The Weeknd is definitely up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It gives me Dawn FM vibes more than After Hours, which is a good thing. I love the synth
Mhm.
pop on that. But I don't
Yeah.
know. The crunchy synths in that thing and just the way that outro builds and everything is just really fantastic. So, good start.
It is.
All right. I think this transitions, so that's why I stopped it early. So we'll go Cry For Me, track 2.
All right.
Weeknd.
I can feel it. Girl, pick up your phone, I can't believe it. I can feel my spirit slowly leaving. I can see myself and I'm not breathing. Now we're strangers and I hope that you still cry for me. Like I cry for you. Every night for you. I've been living with this lie, now I can't hide the truth. I can't hide the truth. Girl, I cry for you. Girl, I cry for you. Yeah. I kiss it clear. I wash my fears with whiskey tears. Like I cry for you. Every night for you. Take it easy on me, baby, cause I tried with you. Saw my life with you. End of time with you. Now we're strangers and I hope that you still cry for me. Like I cry for you. Every night for you. I've been living with this lie, now I can't hide the truth. I can't hide the truth. Girl, I cry for you. Girl, I cry for you. Yeah. Every time I hit the road, it takes a little piece of me. Like I cry for you. Every night for you. I've been living with this lie, now I can't hide the truth. I can't hide the truth. Girl, I cry for you.
Song's too good.
Cry for you. Yeah.
To the wire again. Cry For Me. Keep talking. I'm going to reset my camera because it's killing me.
Okay. Yeah, I think Cry For Me is pretty G-dang good. I like incorporating more elements of like reggaeton and those types of songs. And I mean, Sao Paulo's track 4, I'm assuming this is leaning more like Latin fusion synth pop than traditional synth pop, which I'm down for. I like that sound quite a bit. So, and I think he works with it really, really well. I mean, I'm not sure. We'll have to see if his performance really changes, but I think he's just kind of doing his standard thing, and it works okay. So, very nice. Like that one.
I'm definitely gonna be
Oh
more
no.
like,
Robot.
okay. Uh, okay. Actually, speaking of, the
This is
that part's
going so wild.
um uh,
I think
Am
you're
I here?
back. Yes.
I think you're back.
Okay.
what,
Nothing.
what did you hear and what did you okay
I didn't hear anything.
okay
That's not true.
um production instrumental was very, very nice. That's what I'm probably going to focus on this album, because I think that's what he's best at right now, is
Yeah.
making these very like heavy, like I love how heavy the bass is. That was the part that I was really stuck on that song. I think I'm going to be looking forward for that on this album than anything. But so far I'm really liking how it sounds. So good song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this felt more After Hours to me, which I think is cool. I feel like he's going to go through all of his styles, considering this is his last album. It might be a end game kind of situation here in the cinematics. But yeah, Metro Boomin did great on the beat. Mike Dean's all over this thing, which maybe that's why I'm like, this is a Donda-esque track with how huge these synths are and how dark it sounds, which is not a bad thing. I think the production on that album is really great. So I'm liking this kind of dark synthy tone he's taking here as he's like in this kind of purgatory situation. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. All right. This is the 12-second song and then 5-minute song. So I can't fucking sing into Sao Paulo.
All right.
Of all people who should be saying that, The Weeknd should not.
That's true.
He has a confession for us.
It's my fucking voice, okay? Listen to the door. I can't sing. I can't fucking sing.
Oh wait, is this a reference to that LA concert thing?
I guess so.
Pode, Laricinha.
Every time I try to run, you put your curse all over me. I surrender at your feet, baby, put it all on me. Every time I try to pray you away, you got me on my knees. I surrender at your feet, baby, put it all on me. I love it when you turn me on.
O novinho me olhou e quis comer minha pepequinha. Hoje eu vou dar pro novinho. Pode, Laricinha. O novinho me olhou e quis comer minha pepequinha. Na cara, bota na boca, bota na cara, bota na boca, bota na cara, bota onde quiser.
I think she fell in love. She said she trusts me with her life. I like rising sun, burning everything she touched. She don't even want your money, can buy you and someone else. She's addicted to the rush. I can never get enough. She needs scissors and some money, need to pay with something else. Need to be out. I love it when take it easy, easier.
Bota na boca, bota na cara, bota onde quiser.
Take it easy, easier.
Bota na boca, bota na cara, bota onde quer. Bota na boca, bota na cara, bota na boca, bota na cara. Bota na boca, bota na cara.
Sao Paulo. And I guess we listened to the other thing too. That wasn't a song.
So I have not heard Sao Paulo before. I know it was
Me
a
neither.
single that was released, but I did not listen to it. I kind of take back what I said about the Latin stuff, because this feels a little heavy-handed and like maybe a step above like what Drake does with like his where he kind of apes stuff. Not to that degree, but it does feel
He
like
doesn't have
okay.
a Portuguese accent.
No, he doesn't. I'm saying he's not the same as Drake, but I am saying that like I think he's noticed that he has a big Brazilian audience, and it feels like this is like, this one's for you. And I'm like, don't do that. I mean, I understand like he has like a Brazilian artist and she's incorporated, but it does feel a little bit pandering-y, at least to me. And I didn't really like the sound of it either. I thought it sounded fine.
Yeah, that's probably the club song off of this album so far, definitely.
Club.
into Club. I was kind of thinking about that, kind of like Jerry said, how it kind of feels like he's not leeching, but just kind of doing a sound that's like not really him.
Yeah.
Um, like this kind of seems like a Bad Bunny adjacent song to me.
Mhm.
I think it still sounds really good. Now that you said Donda production, I'm not gonna be able to stop thinking
Yeah,
about it.
it's very similar.
But yeah, I thought it was good, but I really do agree with the point of like maybe not really his thing.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think so. It's fine.
Yeah, I think this was announced and released like the day before the Sao Paulo show, which is where most of this album was played for the
Oh.
first time. So I
Yeah.
think that's why it's kind of incorporated into the album here. I do enjoy the sound of it. I do like that kind of Brazilian funk influence. It doesn't reach the heights of insanity like a lot of Arca stuff does. I was hoping it would get to
Wow.
that like level of insanity because it was kind of reaching towards that in the first part, but then it kind of mellowed out and we kind of lost a lot of that flavor in the second part. I think it went on too long. I think if the song was like 3.5 minutes, I would love it and probably be my favorite so far. But I love the beginning. I think it just kind of fizzled out in a way that I wasn't too fond of near the end. I think Anita's contributions were okay, but I don't think she really did much for me. So, all right. We have another interlude right after another interlude until we're skin and bones and then baptized in fear. I wasn't this just part of the song.
Sounds like laser tag. That could have just been part of the end of the song.
Sounds like I'm about to watch an IMAX movie.
It's the anti-piracy warning song.
Shit. I fell asleep in the tub. I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in. Couldn't scream for help. I just slowly felt the pressure hit. Moving one toe was the only form of motion left. Can't breathe for air. Can't breathe. Trying to remember everything that my preacher said. Figure in the corner laughing at me. Water filled my lungs, vision blurry. Heartbeat slower, heartbeat slower, heartbeat slower. Voices will tell me that I should carry on. Washing my soul within. Oh, figure in the corner I can't quite see. I just know the shadow staring at me. It gets closer, it gets closer, it gets closer now. Voices will tell me that I should carry on. Voices will tell me that I should carry on. Voices will tell me that I should carry on.
Pausing early again. Until we're skin and bones and baptized in fear.
Until We're Skin and Bones is the end of Sao Paulo. Baptized in Fear, I thought was pretty G-dang good. I'm liking this side of this album more. The more where he's playing with the themes of like the trilogy, because I'm not like super engrossed in this. There isn't like a strong storyline really. It's like an arc.
Have you
I
seen
guess.
the music videos, though?
I know, but like it isn't like there's not a lot of characters.
This isn't
It's
Plastic
not like-
Beach.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's a crazy comparison.
Just saying.
Hey, it's not Plastic Beach. You can say that.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like the kind of like these themes of like nihilism and like I don't know, these like depressive episodes that like They really were not really present in After Hours, but that one's just like I'm going to die and I
crash
love
out album.
drugs
Yeah.
and yeah. There's more of that on Don FM, and I like that direction that he's going in here. And yeah, I mean, it almost feels like it's kind of a response to people being like, "Don't kill the Weeknd. The Weeknd is my
No,
favorite
you're so
artist.
hot. Haha.
You're so hot, haha." The voice will tell me that I should carry on. Which I feel like it's done in a way that isn't like too explicit. Like it isn't going to like rip you away. It kind of reminds me of what's the last song in Mr. Morale?
Mirror.
Mirror, where he's like, "I chose me, I'm sorry." Where it's like it kind of gives the same vibes, where it is like this public declaration of like, I'm moving on. Feels weird to do that in the middle of the album, but
I have no idea
I
where
think
this
it's
is going.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't know either, but I'm liking that. That was a good track.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite so far. I think he's at his best when he's kind of combining his synth pop and his R&B phases together. I think that's when he's at his best, and that was a very good song of that nature, kind of After Hours esque, like one of like the softer songs on After Hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I'm getting like nostalgia to After Hours at this point, which is not a bad thing. I think that's his best album. But yeah, like we're kind of touching on some similar things here, but it sounds great, so I can't really complain about it. And I think it works within the context of the album and stuff. I'm glad he brought When a Tricks Point Never along for another album, because he is just fantastic. I love the like little tiny details that are going on in the back here, because the instrumental is not in your face in this track like it has been in the other ones, and I think that's a really nice contrast here. I'm excited to listen to this on my own because every single track transitions and we have to pause it every time, so all that momentum it's building up is just lost. So I'm excited to kind of see how this like kind of ebbs and flows when we just listen to it all the way through. But yeah, good start. Open Hearts, track 7. Just a quick editor's note that the reaction format has failed us big time with this album. The transitions are like one of the best part of this record, and we just kind of butchered all of them, unfortunately, because we have to talk about all the songs. But just know on re-listens, these transition points, especially between Baptized in Fear and Open Hearts, is like one of the best experiences of this entire record, and it's really phenomenal. So anytime we kind of feel a little bit lost in the track list in the middle here, for me personally, it's because we have to pause between the transitions and it breaks up our flow of the album every single time we listen to it. So apologies.
I can hear the wind blow even through the window. I can hear the whisper even with my ears closed. The things you say keeps me alive again. Where do I start?
That'll probably transition to Open
Yeah.
Hearts.
That one was really good. That's like the most Dawn FM one I've heard so far. That feels like Sacrifice and Gasoline had a little baby. Um, Even like the kind of like performance that he was giving in the verses reminded me of Gasoline. Just in like the it's just kind of like talky and more conversational. He isn't doing the voice that he did on Gasoline, which I think is
The Voice.
yes, probably a good call. Not that I don't like that choice in Gasoline, but it would have been weird to do that again.
He's just taking it with him.
Yeah, that would have been odd. Um, but yeah, no, I think that one really, really. I mean, it kind of follows the same thing that was kind of going on in the last track. So, yeah, I mean, as these songs transition together, I'm sure this works really well, and it worked great as a standalone song too. Very nice.
That was pretty good. But that's it's kind of the thing I was talking about at the start, where it's like I feel like I've already heard this song before.
Yeah.
Like I feel like across Dawn FM and After Hours, there's ones that I would just pick over this one because they sound so similar. But it's like it sounds good. There's nothing wrong with it, and like he does it very well. But it's nothing new, and it feels like it's kind of just like the same song again to me, at least. So I'm hoping for more of like a Baptized in Fear type thing here, for more songs instead of just kind of like the same synth pop song over and over again.
Sure.
For me, anyway.
I agree. Yeah, I think After Hours had the perfect balance of deep cuts and like radio hits. This one, everything is just loud and in your face so far, besides a couple of songs. But it does sound pretty good. I enjoy it. It like he's able to kind of turn these things out at an insane rate. It's not going to reach Blinding Lights or anything for me, but it is a
No.
pretty sick song. I could see it being kind of like a main single for the record. I think this was the Apple Vision Pro song. So yeah, that was
Oh.
part of the marketing that was also weird. But
That's
Blinding Lights is
awesome.
a very non-concealed Mercedes ad, so but people don't remember it as that, so I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, we have Max Martin and Oscar Holter on production, which is crazy. Using all of the budget he can possibly get for this thing. I think it is a little overproduced. Everything is really loud and the dynamics are absolutely shredded, but I kind of expect that with those two, considering they make the biggest pop songs in the world consistently. So it does kind of more appeal to the in the car radio top 40 mixing that they go with. So not my favorite, but I think it is very enjoyable still. Jumping in with another editor's note, Open Hearts is one of my favorites when it is tied directly with Baptized in Fear and the flow of the album. I think those two complement each other perfectly. So I think I've grown on Open Hearts a lot since this first reaction. Okay, we're going to do another twofer because there's so many songs. Opening Night and Reflections Laughing.
When you're trying to decolonize, you're just being emotional. When I'm being logical at times, big when you're irrational. Air waits in my lungs, fighting off the mind. Give me what I want, then we'll start the show. I'm fixing, I won't make a sound, blood out the ground. When they take my crown, if they take my crown,
You still got that adrenaline from the concert. Ain't no way you're asleep. My girl told me she saw you in Dallas. said you didn't look good. But you barely finished the show. I just hope you're not back to the old you. How much longer are you in Texas for?
Wait, I've been up during
Travi Patty.
What?
It's lit.
This song really is lit.
Wait, always know when you play. I could never tell you, wait. Know you try, but it's late. I run the lobby every summer. Buy a body, two-stepper stutter. Platinum around my wrist, blur, chirp like I'm stunner. Logo around the disc while the DJ sit cut up. Flashes from the pics in my sections while I'm fucked up. Bad bitch, I've been waiting to get widowed, but I don't nut up. Girl, you know what to do. I'ma make this up. When I take you down, when I take you down.
Opening night and reflections laughing.
I really like opening night, and I think that The Weeknd is really good at making these little bite-sized songs. Like the intro of Dawn FM is great, and it's just like this minute and a half little thing. And I think that that song does kind of join that as being like, it just looks really great bite-sized idea, and I'm actually glad it's on the album. I think it fits pretty well, and it's a pretty good transition into the themes of Reflections Laughing. But what I have to say is I don't think The Weeknd knows how to direct features at all. I think that like in Dawn FM, all of the features are like weirdly
Except Jim Carrey.
Like, well, Jim Carrey, that's different.
Yeah, no.
But like Tyler, like on that song, it's like really weird. It's like, okay, I'm flexing that I have like this like really rich and hot famous girl as my new girlfriend, and then Tyler's like, I need a prenup. I won't get married unless I need a prenup. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Or on I Know You're Married, it's like, I'm sad because I'm going out with this chick and she's married and I don't want to share her. And then Lil Wayne swings in being like, I want to murder your husband. I love you so much. I want to kill your husband and I'm going to do it. And I'm just like, what does that have to do with the song? That doesn't make any sense. And I think that like, I think the first part of the song is actually really interesting. And it was something that I was kind of thinking about in the back of my head where like in relation to him stop doing The Weeknd, it's like there's this really interesting like two paths that artists can go in when they reach his status. And I'm not breaking new ground by saying this, but it's like you can either do what got you famous in the first place and just keep doing the same thing over and over again, or you can do what got you famous in the first place and switch stuff up and like do something interesting that people are gonna follow you for. And I think it's kind of an interesting thing to wrestle with because he has changed his styles quite a bit over his career, but it is a little bit weird when he's like, the fame, it's killing me. All these lavish things, they aren't what they cracked up to be. And then he's paying the most for the biggest high-end producers and for all of these huge stars to promote the album. And I'm like, so which is it? Are you sad that you're famous and I'm just going to make this as a true artistic representation of what's going on in my life? Or are you trying to make a giant album to sell billions of records so that you can be the #1 artist on Spotify?
Can it be
I don't
both?
know. You can try to be both. And I think that's what he's trying to do here to varying levels of success. But yeah, Travis Scott doesn't do anything with the theme of the song of like the pros and cons of fame. It's just like, I have guns. There's a women and I want to fuck her. And it's just like, that's just normal Travis Scott stuff. Why have him on this song? There's other songs that he would be better, like this type of Travis Scott performance would be better for. I actually like the song. It just, the feature things with Weeknd really is like, just tell your artists what the song's about before you send it off to them. But yeah, I think that those are pretty good.
I also really like Opening Night. I thought the whole phone beeping thing was pretty not unique, but like people have done it all the time. But I think it sounded really good in this instance.
Mm.
but I was thinking, I hope this doesn't lead to a voicemail bit, but then it did. I think voicemail bits are very hit or miss, and they either make or break a song. I don't really know how to feel about this one. It was kind of just shoved in there, I think. Kind of have like a little passage between Weeknd and Travis Scott. I think the instrumental was, I really like that one because they kept on adding layers to it, but it never really reached that breaking point, which I liked. I like the songs where it doesn't need to reach this grand finale. It's just kind of like a mellower song. I think the Travis Scott feature sounded good, but I agree, like it didn't really need to be there.
No.
Topically, but I think it sounded okay. So I like the song. I just the whole voicemail bit I think is a little overdone, and it doesn't always need to be there.
Nothing's gonna beat Good Kid, Mad City when it comes to voicemail bits.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
It should have ended there, but that just inspired more people to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think this works perfectly within the context of the album and the feelings that are kind of going on in this narrative. So I think as like Opening Night and Reflections Laughing are perfectly placed, then I think they work well. Will I listen to them on their own? No, I don't think they're meant for that. I do like the kind of hazy, chopped and screwed, kind of floaty, almost like atmospheric thing going on with it. I do think there wasn't enough of a pull to like make the song have enough of a structure to last. I don't think Travis Scott coming out as your like Uno card to like really hit the most like climactic part of the song doesn't really work, because I don't think Travis Scott has that kind of energy in general unless he has the production doing everything for him. Sorry, that's gonna make people mad, but Travis Scott is not enough without any kind of bombastic production behind him. And he doesn't really do anything for me here. I think he's too sparse in his lyrics. When I think it works when the drums start like kind of fading in, but the early part of his verse he's kind of like safe place wave.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
And I'm like, you're doing the
Eminem
same kind of
impression.
flow you do on every single song, and it doesn't work when the instrumental is this like atmospheric. You need to like do something to fill that space better. But yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting experiment. I think it kind of works. I do think it fits pretty well within the kind of after hours Dawn FM haziness of all this drug mania and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird song.
Remember Travis Scott on Open Arms on SOS?
I do.
Just saying, he has it in his bag. I don't
He does.
understand.
That was a while ago though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think he has it in him anymore?
No, but you didn't hear that from me.
Okay.
Enjoy the show. Track 10.
What does that shit feel like anyway?
Feels like you're a part of me. Yeah, and let me be. Let me be.
Yeah. Ski. I can't feel my face anymore. I don't wanna give you any space anymore.
Don't want the drugs.
Got all my feelings inside my duffel. Come hit the dust with the devil. I'm sending a prayer for the rebels. I'm in her mouth like a real one. Ain't doing no capping, ain't without that capping, ain't in like these rap niggas. I done been around the globe, fucking these hoes, still acting like a trap nigga. Plus a bitch brain can't be unchained, I'm like a shooting star. Take a bump of caviar.
Let me be. Let me be. Take another hit on my music, they won't feel it. I just wanna die when I'm at my fucking peak. Drink it slow, won't drink it slow. I don't want the tolerance anymore. Wanna stay up, fuck the floor. I don't wanna make it
that song kind of ended. Enjoyed the show.
Wow. That one was good. I really like that one. I think that actually might be one of my favorites. Top 2, I would say. This and the Thriller song. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think the same complaints I had about Travis Scott still kind of apply to Future, but I don't know. I don't listen to Future, but every time he's on something, I think he's so funny. Just the way that he does all his shtick, I can't help but grin whenever Future comes on. So I basically have no problems with Future's verse. I thought it was a good time. I basically thought that this whole song was a good time, even though it's very sad.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my jam. So yeah, I like that one quite a bit.
I'm pretty neutral on that one, I think. Future is always welcome, like you said. But it does kind of fit the same theme of like, I feel like he could have done a lot more with the time he was given. He fits the vibe of the song, but it's like a very mellow feature in terms of Future. Other than that, I think the vocal sample, it was, I think if they were going to go for a vocal sample, I think they could have done a lot better with it to really like commit to it. But it only really stayed for like the first half of the song, so that's not that big of a deal. But kind of going back to what you said earlier, it's like, how many songs can we get of him talking about how all these drugs and everything is kind of ruining his life? And then like the next song he's going to talk about how much he loves it. So it's like, I get that's the whole point of like being in this destructive, self-destructive cycle. But it's like, again, I feel like I've heard this before.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with this whole thing right now. So
There might not need to be 22 tracks. Is that what you're saying?
kind of, yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of feeling the same
I'm also
way.
feeling the same thing. I think most things should not be 22 tracks, to be
No.
fair.
Unless it's Donda.
Yeah. There's a lot of songs in there that need to be cut too, honestly. And that didn't even have an official track list. And I'm like, what is that Pop Smoke song? That's not even a song. Anyways.
Anyways, this is not a Donda video.
I'm kind of middle of the road with this song too. I think I do like enjoy the sound of it. I think there are parts that could have been better. I think just after listening to Mike's new album where like vocal sampling and chopping is like at an absolute masterclass, and then just hearing this where it's just one vocal sample chopped over like a synthy instrumental, there could be more you're doing with it. It does not bring the Chipmunk Soul kind of feeling that they think they're kind of expecting it to bring. But I do like the song overall. I think the subject matter actually is really fantastic with him talking about how like him and substance abuse is hand in hand with this Weeknd character throughout his entire career. So he kind of owes a lot of success to that, but it's also his downfall here. And I think him like wanting to like die at the end of the track is literally like the Weeknd needs to die so I can stop talking about this subject matter that we're sick of hearing. So I think I don't know. I love the kind of meta commentary this trilogy has because it's kind of real, but it's kind of a character at the same time. So I'm enjoying that kind of like interweaving narrative that's happening here.
Yeah.
And I think Future is the perfect feature for this track because Future kills the substance abuse as a cover up for other things. And I'm actually like, when you look at trap artists, you would think that there's just like sipping lean and doing like all these things in a destructive thing, but Future is more of an introspective angle when it comes to that. And him just trying to sing on a Weeknd song is hilarious to me because you're not going to sound good next to him. But like I said, Future has like an amazing personality and it really comes out in his verses. So I enjoy the feature quite a bit here.
Thank you, Future.
Thank you, Future. Giving Up on Me, track 11. Halfway there. Whoa.
Love me, love me, love me, say you do. Let me fly away with you. Satisfy this heart.
Save me, oh save me. Feel another cup forsaken. Yeah, till my stomach aching, bloated in my basement. Face it, face it, face it. Just let me go. I'll always love
Okay.
I can feel the warmth on my skin for the first time. When I'm far away from you, babe, I'm on fire. My sunshine, sunshine. Ooh, Lord, I want your company. Ooh, oh Lord, Lord, is
I'm just
Or
gonna
won
pause
the
it
big
right there. We're gonna giving up on me.
That's pretty good. It kind of just, I don't know. It feels like that this song and the last song are pretty much the same thing, even with like the future feature carryover. And they seem to be touching on the same themes, and they kind of sound similar. Probably could have cut one of them, is what I'm trying to say.
Deluxe.
Yeah, this should have been a deluxe. Cut this thing in half, I think. That's my humble opinion. We are halfway done. I think if we were over now, I think that would be nice. But we still we still have a long way
It's
to
the
go.
last one. We're getting nothing after this.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what we got. And I don't know. I think that one was just fine.
That was a very confusing song to me. He's like trying to dip his toes in the chopped vocals thing, but like the looped drums with that were kind of like, I don't know. It felt like he was trying too hard, I think. The second half of that song was pretty enjoyable, but the first half felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be. I was thinking like, oh, maybe he's doing like a Knights on Blonde type thing where he wants to like vibe switch up halfway through the song, but it's like, I don't know. I think there was potential for that to be a really good song, but it doesn't really know what it wants to be. I think.
Yeah,
Me.
yeah, I feel that.
I like this more than the last song.
Oh,
I don't know
that
why.
doesn't surprise me at all.
Wow. Yeah, they shouldn't. I think Metro kills it on production here. I think it sounds fantastic. I don't know. I think I'm gonna enjoy this a lot more on second listen because I feel like there's a lot of like weird expectations and like what a Weekend sound should sound like here, and I'm not like getting it in this middle part of the album. But with this thing being kind of like purgatory slash like suicide note type whatever he's doing to end his like Weekend persona, I kind of like how lost it feels. It feels sparse and like dissonant and like kind of awkward. He's kind of just like floating in this abyss with like weird vocal samples kind of coming in and out. I love the beat switch, just like the very slow piano and the drums kind of freaking out. I don't know. I like it. I think I'm going to enjoy it more as I get into it more because I do like this kind of dissonant weirdness. I'm enjoying that he's trying new things still and he's not just like rehashing everything. I think that's something that I wouldn't have enjoyed if they just recycle kind of every one of his sounds and kind of put it into a last thing as like remember this, remember that. I don't like that. I like having this new stuff here. So I like it. I can't wait to get out there. Track 12.
I can't wait to get there.
I can't wait to get there. I'm dyslexic.
Me when I'm 7 years old going to Disneyland.
Are we there yet?
I can't wait to get there.
I hope Ice Cube is on this track.
Me too. That would be quite a twist.
I hope there's AI Tupac on this track.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that would be nice too.
keeps you shining. Shine, shine, shine. Shine, shine. just shy of a Billy. So my grip to Madonna, might connect to my father. I don't know that nigga. Tryna end all my dramas, tryna clean up my closet. Cause the media hate it when it was scared situations. I had nowhere to live in. High school dropout, chilling with academics. I can finish a sentence. Now I'm articulate, baby. Now you know, see it, baby. Now you eviscerate my enemies and put some they gravy. And I swear I'm gonna do it. I know.
I can't wait to get there.
That song was nice. I think definitely needed a little bit of a tonal shift because we've just been wallowing for like the last 4 tracks, and I think this is definitely needed. A little thing to brighten it up, just inject a little bit of hope, and I think that it's nice. I don't know if I have a whole lot more to say about it than that. It's pretty short, so just a nice, short, sweet song.
I agree with that. I think it was a good change of pace. His lyrics, I don't know if he's like taking shots at Drake with the whole academics line there. I don't know if he's weighing in on that, but
I have no idea.
I think the song sounds very nice. But I'm kind of checked out of his vocal performances, honestly. Like, he's a great singer and all, but I feel like he's starting to like just sound the same on every song to me. So
There hasn't been as many of his like vocal flourishes. that
yeah,
I've
it sounds
noticed.
like he's very like staying in the same vocal
Yeah.
range the entire time. Like, switch it up a little bit, please. But
Please.
I think the song sounds very nice. So
Yeah, I feel like we've been straying away from Weeknd vocal runs like since the beginning of After Hours through now. I feel like the production has become more and more and more of a focus as we go on here, which I think
Yeah.
is fine. Like, his voice sounds good no matter what. He's just not doing anything like crazy here, and I think it works. I love how like the best vocal chop song that we've heard is this one, but it's not even a vocal chop. It's just literally a chorus pitched up to sound like one.
Yeah.
But it sounds great. Like, I love the brightness kind of entering here after these like kind of dreary, druggy, hazy tracks that we've been on since track 8. That's track 12. Like, this kind of middle part of the album. I do enjoy that we're having like little mini sections where everything is flowing together and having a narrative, though. So it is feeling like it's flowing very well, and I think that's where a lot of his time was kind of put in on this album. So all right, Timeless, track 13.
I love Playboy Cardi.
Me too.
I don't think I've heard this song yet.
Really?
I have, but I don't
It's the
remember a
biggest
single
song
second
ever.
of it.
Ever Forever.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a chick, and why was a shit. Shawty keep wanna come round, she wanna get hit. She thinks she done made me, can I get her by my side? A stain, get ready to lit. I had to tell her that ever since I was a chick, no, I was a shit. She singing my songs, she wanna dial it. Tryna get hit, hot like a plate. Deposit it beat, the church, 400 packs. Yeah, I spend it in Paris. Just for these hours, they finna flop. Just for
It's like he has schizophrenia. Two different people.
Ever since I was a kid, I've been legit. If I was you, I would cut up my wrist. Exotic all over her body. Oh. City on fire when I'm coming home. Fill up the sky, I fill up the dome. They'll play it one day. It's a hell of a show, but it's gonna hurt, cause we did it first. PTSD, hold his chest, let it breathe, let it breathe. Niggas scheming, I got a priest, he got a cross. Get out of line, send him to God. I shed a tear, break all laws, oh yeah. Ever since I was a kid, I've been
Timeless.
I like that song better than I like Sao Paulo. I'll say
Okay.
that. And I do like Playboy Cardi on this song. I'll say it. It's funny. He brings some much needed levity, and I appreciate that. And you know, it really speaks to like how good Cardi is at like ad libs, because like there's so many times where artists will just have him feature on a song just for the ad libs. And I feel like that's kind of the point here. I mean, he has like, I don't know, a pretty standard Cardi verse, and then like he's just ad libs for the rest of it. And I think this might be the best Weeknd rap performance I've heard, I guess, if you can call it rap. It feels, I mean, he's definitely trying to do like a Cardi thing, which I think people need to stop doing, just in general. But I also kind of got some hints of like SZA when she does like her melodic rap thing. I think she does it a lot better
Oh, yeah.
because she
She's the best at it.
sings. Yes, she sings like a rapper raps. Like, I know I've said this before, but when you're singing, you're usually accenting the vowels. But when you're rapping, you're accenting the consonants, which is why a lot of times singers struggle to really rap convincingly because they're stressing the wrong parts of words. And I think that I think he's doing it pretty good here, but it does kind of feel like Cardi's on this song. I'm going to try to do something pretty similar to him. And he isn't Playboy Cardi. That's something that The Weeknd is not. But I think it's pretty good attempt. I'll
Objectively
say
true.
that. Objectively true. We all know that The Weeknd is trying to be Playboy Cardi. That's a career that every mainstream
he's
artist
ending
wants
The
to follow. Yeah. But yeah, I like that song. It's pretty good.
Oh, it was. I think it was okay. Cardi is funny. His little schizo bit where he's
Yeah.
talking to himself in the higher and lower voices is pretty good. But the back half of that song didn't really do anything for me. It was just kind of there. But he did say "Die Lit," so it's a good song.
It's
I
true.
think. Yeah.
Flawless verse. I like it more than when I first heard it because I couldn't remember the sound of the song at all after I heard it.
Yeah.
It was probably an issue. It just didn't sound like a Weeknd song. I think it fits in the album now because we've had a lot of different styles, so it makes sense that it's here. I just didn't sound. It sounded like a Playboy Cardi song when I first heard it, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think Cardi was really great on this. I love this switching between different voices. It literally is like multiple personalities, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I like it. Beat is pretty great. I don't know who programmed the freaking 808s and the bass on that, but it's great. It's bouncy. Pharrell's on this thing, so you know he's gonna do magic to it. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's not like what I go to for the weekend. Like that's not what I
No.
go to the weekend for. But like, it's a solid song. So
Doesn't take away from the album.
exactly. Niagara Falls, track 14.
Because The Weeknd is half Canadian, half
It's
American.
true. This is a reference to that. Opposite side of Canada, but it's fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Niagara Falls is over that way.
It's in the,
The weekend's
it's in the
over
east.
this way.
Well, he's from Toronto.
Isn't Toronto this way?
No, East Coast. Quebec's on the West Coast.
Quebec's
sure?
on the right.
Let's stop talking about geography. None of us know what we're talking about.
It's important to the song.
I don't think
Nova
so.
Scotia.
Yeah, bud.
I used to love you, girl, before the sun goes down in Niagara Falls. Oh yeah, 'cause I know he really loves you, but you're telling me the next move. 'Cause in your head, you're my baby. You're reliving what we've been through. Huh. I used to hold you, girl, before the sun came up. Set my heart on fire. Set my heart on fire. I lost my life. Going back in time.
We're pausing there. Niagara Falls.
That one was pretty good. I feel like I'm running out of things to say because it's a long
A lot
album.
of songs here.
A lot of songs here. Yeah, I think I like the sound of that one. Again, kind of a little bit of a switch from Timeless, although I don't know if I would like another Timeless right after Timeless.
I've had enough of that.
I had enough of that. And I think that Niagara Falls is a pretty good follow up to it. Yeah, a lot of beat switches on this album, which I don't think of him as having a lot of those.
It's trendy now. And you got Metro
Yeah.
Boomin all over this thing, so makes sense.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that one was pretty good, but ultimately kind of forgettable. So
A nothing burger, some would say.
I would say that, yeah.
America's trying to describe nothing.
I think the album length is becoming a detriment at this point.
Yes.
This feels like it doesn't really need to be a song. I feel like this is the most like negative I've ever been in a reaction video for the weekend.
That's
I'm like,
good.
That's good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I hear him do the vocal sample, I'm like, okay, this is going to be the one that really clicks, and then it doesn't. So, it's like, okay, we get it. You're trying to make it work, and it's not really working out for you, in my opinion. Maybe it's just because like I don't know. It's just like him pulling in like these chipmunk vocals and then chopping them up. Just like, I don't know. It's not really doing anything for me right now.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll like it more on subsequent listens, but right now it's just kind of like, all right, I've already heard this song 5 times in the last 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
This song's top 3 for me. I really enjoy it. It's one of my
Really?
favorites. It sounds like a classic Weekend song. I think it sounds great. I do love the production. It's really great with these like kind of synths interjecting. I think especially the like second verse into that last chorus of the vocal sample chop and then the transitioning into like that little outro. That outro is my favorite part of the album so far. I think it's because I'm just really learning that After Hours is his best thing and nothing's gonna ever top it, because that album,
Well, yeah.
like the little hits of it we're getting here, I'm like, I like that the most. I think it's the perfect balance of this dark synthy energy that he's going for here. But I did really love the sound and the way that kind of transitioned into the second part. So that better transition into the next track, or I'm going to be very disappointed and I'm going to hate this song.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's a lot on the line
There's a
here.
lot riding
It's gonna
here.
go-
It might go
it's
from
gonna go
top
from-
3 to all the way at the bottom if this does not
Wow.
transition. All right,
That's
take me
that's a
back to
threat.
LA. There's a lot of pressure on this song to begin with, since it's calling
Well-
back to another song. So
Yes.
thank you.
Acceptable.
Acceptable.
Is it still top 3?
Yep.
Okay.
The sun will kiss on my face. Now the sunshine tracks my skin. I stayed too long. You scream, we scream, and I watched while you wiped your eyes. Then I learned to compromise, and that's when I
Take Me Back to LA.
I like that song. It seems a little bit confused. I think as a follow up to Escape from LA, I have to assume that's what he's going for here.
It has to
I
be.
mean, it has to be. I wouldn't draw that comparison for this song necessarily because, Escape from LA, I mean, I feel like the last half of that song where he's like having the sex scene, I feel like that woman is like a symbol for like the short term like vices that you can find in LA, and being in a city so big, like everything is at your fingertips, and for him that means substances. And so like here it's like I miss Toronto, but also take me back to LA. I miss the city lights, but I also miss the snow. I'm not entirely sure what the message he's trying to say here is. Maybe I'm dumb, but I don't feel like he's, and this, I mean this as a compliment. I don't feel like he's pretentious enough to like have these like really heady concepts and lyrics to where it would be like, we really have to read into what the Weeknd's saying here. It's like, I don't feel like he has that in his
Quadruple
bag
meaning.
necessarily. Yeah, I don't think he has that. So I don't know. I'm left with like, that song sounds pretty good. It definitely feels like an offcut from After Hours. But I'm just confused as to what the song is about. So please tell me in the comments or send me an email.
Or both.
Either or.
Yeah, I was hoping that would just be like a straight up part 2 to Escape from LA because that song is so good. I was hoping it was just kind of like sonically the same thing. This one's obviously a bit more upbeat, but
Yeah.
it's kind of there a little bit. But yeah, I definitely went into that one with high expectations just because of the name of the song,
Yeah.
and it didn't. I think it's still a decent song, but I'm also comparing it to another song, which is kind of at my own detriment. So
Yeah.
Well, it's connected, so you're going to have
Yeah.
the associations with it.
but
Don't
it was
do that. If you're an
Please
artist,
do it, but
don't
do it
do
better.
this.
it was okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think the instrumental played more of the story of like a part 2 changed
Yeah.
feelings more than the lyrics did here, which I think is fine. I mean, I love the synths on this. It's still great. I'm like just thinking as I'm listening to this, like if this trilogy didn't exist and like Starboy was his album before this, we would think this is the best thing ever created. But I
That's
think
fair.
both the subsequent albums before this are so buttoned up and tight and like amazing that I think this feels underwhelming. Because
Yes.
like if you did not listen to After Hours or Dawn FM, this will sound absolutely incredible to you. But I think
Yeah.
like After Hours for me ruined the rest of it because every single song on here does not live up to an After Hours song that sounds similar. But I mean, I'm still enjoying it. I'm hoping this grows on second listen. I feel like it probably will because I have a lot of expectations with this thing, and it's hard to go into a final album expecting what you're gonna get. So I'm hoping it grows on me a lot after a couple listens. But as of right now, I'm like, it just makes me want to listen to After Hours. That's all I want to do.
That's fair.
Okay, Big Sleep.
Big sleep.
Big Sleep. They called me in high school.
Because I slept during PE class.
Why during
pictures.
PE?
Looking at you like, no, it's a make you love. And I want you
The record's broken. Welcome back, David Lynch.
Well, you used up your borrowed life, and you wasted your borrowed time. Big sleep, big sleep.
Daft Punk, is that you?
I wish.
They're back. Big sleep.
Actually,
I think that this album's Every Angel is Terrifying. Am I allowed to say that?
I think so.
Okay. It doesn't do much musically for me. I do like that Giorgio is in it. He does infuse a little bit of that fun synthy auto-tuned flavor that I like. But overall, the song just feels like a transitionary point, which is weird that it's almost 4 minutes long, if that's what the song is supposed to be. Doesn't quite do enough with the time, I think. But it's fine.
that was a very interesting song. I think I like what it was doing. I'm just always gonna laugh at those first like vocal manipulations. I spent like half the song trying not to just burst out in laughter thinking about it. So if I do come back to it, I'm gonna laugh at that every single time. But I think the second half was very good. Like you said, that whole like auto tune thing at the end was very nice, very Daft Punk Giorgio esque.
Because it is.
Yes. But yeah, I was so focused on the first half being funny that I couldn't. But I think that's the best song out of the past 5 or 6. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I think probably since, I don't know. It was one of the better ones in a while.
I enjoyed that one a lot. I love me a good lullaby. I don't know why. They're always so nice, especially with these
'Cause it's
weird
called Big Sleep.
RPM switches and demonic weird messages going on here. I don't know. I really like it. I think his vocal performance here is really great, especially on that outro. I wish there was more of that energy like earlier in the track, but I do love the. It went for the more mysterious kind of floaty soundscape that I was kind of expecting based off of like the teaser videos for this thing. So I'm hoping this transitions into like a new portion of the album where we get more of this stuff, because Lord knows you got time to do it. We still got six songs.
6. Yeah.
All right. Give me mercy. I have to edit all of this.
This is me talking to my Overwatch teammate.
Give me mercy.
Master of deceptive lies made me vulnerable, left me all alone. Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. That it's worth all the bleeding when I'm defeated. Give me mercy like you do, and forgive me like you do. Hope that you see me when I'm depleted. Give me mercy like you do, and forgive me like you do. Fighting my temptations, put my body through abuse. You're my only paradise. Now I know it's true. I'm fighting for my life, hoping that it's worth all the bleeding when I'm defeated. Give me mercy like you do when I'm defeated. Give me mercy like you do, and forgive me like you do. Hope that you see me when I'm depleted. Give me mercy like you do, and forgive me like you do. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Give me mercy.
I like that song. That feels like, I guess, a nice return to form, maybe. He's been on his like weirdo stuff, and now he's like, I just want to make a pop song now. I don't necessarily have a problem with it because it sounds pretty good. I like it. I don't know if I have a lot to say, but it's pretty good.
I'm also running out of things to say.
Yeah.
It's a Weeknd song, one of them of
Yeah.
all time.
That's true.
I think it got a little repetitive towards the end. He could have maybe thrown in something else towards the end.
Sure.
I was expecting a key change.
That would have been nice. A little cliche, but it would have been fun.
Yeah, it's a Weeknd song to be sure.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It doesn't feel like The Weeknd without any toxic anything in the song. It just seemed
That's true.
nice. It was weird. Less Than Zero does that, and Less Than Zero is one of my favorite Weeknd songs.
True.
But I don't know. This one was like 2 steps removed of like something your youth pastor would play for you. It was like, check this out. that kind of ruined it for me a little bit.
Yeah,
Check out this Weeknd song.
yeah. the
Don't
youth
listen to
pastor
anything
would-
else he's made. But listen to this one.
The youth pastor pulls out a laptop instead of an acoustic guitar to play you this
Yeah,
electro
he does.
beat. you
He's like,
made.
the church just got this new sound system and we need to try it out.
Play Give Me Mercy.
It's like one of the hip churches, though, you know, that do like the whatever those churches are called, Hope Church or something, where it's like a big old bombastic thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
If I feel like you're looking to me.
I am, because you're the only one that you would know more than we would.
Well, okay. I don't know if hope is like a nationally known thing. It's like an Iowa thing.
They're all over the place.
Are they?
Yeah.
Maybe Midwestern.
Okay.
Midwest.
The Lutherans know what to do then.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
Lutheran church.
That makes sense why I know it.
That's the moral of the story. Lutherans are cool.
Drive.
Sometimes.
Ryan Gosling reference.
My favorite SZA song.
Wanna waste your time. Just wanna feel the air on my body.
Yeah. Is that your favorite SZA song?
Yep.
Oh.
Watch the video to find out more.
And I feel the sky falling down on the road. I don't wanna waste your time. Just wanna feel the air on my body. I'ma roll the window down. Don't ever think I'll be this happy again. You'll always be a part of me. Just turn the key. I just wanna drive. I just wanna drive. I just wanna drive. I just wanna drive.
Drive.
It was pretty good. I like that song more than I liked a movie.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. I haven't seen Drive in like maybe 8 years.
Drive.
Yeah. Well, I'll say I like it more than the SZA song.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Mhm.
I haven't listened to Lana since we did that video.
Me neither.
Okay. Yeah, no, I thought that one was pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. It sounds like a Weeknd song. Like, I feel like now it's just gotten to the point where it's like, okay, come on. Let's be done with
almost
this. Yes. Yeah, I'll have more to say once we're done and once we have like the time when we talk about the whole album. But for now, that song was pretty okay.
I agree with that sentiment. I like the backing vocals, and I like the little like reverse drum thing he does.
The reverse drum.
Yeah, he just like Yeah, like that little thing. I thought that was
Oh.
very silly and quirky and nice.
You've fallen off. 3 years ago, you would have said "damn" reference.
Oh shoot! I didn't even think about it.
I was thinking it was very Aphex Twin coded, but
There you go.
Which was heavily inspired by Damn.
that's
I just
true.
want to put that out there.
"Damn" is the genesis of all music.
Yeah.
They don't tell you about that. It's a song though.
It is a song. I enjoy that song a lot, actually. It's one of my favorites. I think,
Oh.
SZA and The Weeknd, both drives are, I think, equal in my eyes. I think they're both pretty good. Drive was the best thing on that deluxe, which
I
is
like
not saying
Saturn.
much, but actually Saturn is better, but I don't know. I've heard that song so many times I don't count it.
You don't like 30 for 30?
No,
No.
Why?
I don't know. The mix was so awful when we listened to it. I'm like never listening to this again. I don't care if the mix is fixed. I feel like the only thing I was picturing is like in Blinding Lights, he's like driving the Mercedes off of like 4 blinkers and like 2 bottles of tequila, just losing his mind. And then I just pictured this song. He's just driving in his Mercedes, going the speed limit with a big old smile on his face, completely sober. And I'm like, that's a nice picture.
Oh. I was picturing him driving with a big smile on his face, but he was 8.
Oh, you can't drive at 8. That's dangerous.
He was saying he was a child again, so I'm like, okay, I have to get in that frame.
I
of
think
mind.
he's been like resurrected as like a trueborn Christian because of the last song and then this one. So he's like a newborn like child in the fact that he's given his life to the Lord.
Yeah,
that
and
he
he's
has been-
making youth pastor music.
Yes,
Maybe he was talking about Hope Church.
Yeah,
Could
maybe.
have been.
I doubt it.
Oh, I got scared. Okay, the Genius has 24 tracks. I'm like, there's no way there's more. That's the OOXO exclusive edition.
Oh,
There's
that's
two
what
more
this album
hidden ones
needs
that
is
play.
more songs.
Okay,
Like your end game is you unlock the 2 extra songs once you get through the whole thing.
Oh,
Like a
wouldn't that
20
be
Hawk.
nice?
there's secret.
Yeah.
Okay, The Abyss, track 19. I got Beethoven for this one.
Yeah.
Tried my best to not let you go.
It's where you spent the most money.
I don't like the view from high. Why waste another precious heart? Why waste another precious heart? I'd rather leave somewhat of a legacy. Familiar. I thought that's so familiar. Let me close my eyes with dignity. Just hold my heart, be close to you. Remember how it always beats for you. Now I see you on the other side.
It's a threat, not a promise. If you're looking for rain, if you're looking for rain,
The Abyss.
That's the best song that we've had in a long time, I think. um, Feels like the song actually has a purpose and isn't just doing the same thing over and over again. Also, I think Lana's inclusion, she actually does a pretty dang good job. I actually like her on the outro here. I'm probably the only person in the world that straight up just doesn't like Stargirl. I never gotten the hype for that song. It has like 1.2 billion streams, and I've never understood why. Um, but I think that like her and The Weeknd have like this chemistry, and like for some reason, like she gets it. She gets the songs. For some reason, The Weeknd can be like, "Hey, this is what the song's about," and then she understands and does it. She isn't like every other
Well,
person.
she's not really saying any words, so it's a little bit
Well,
easier.
That's
She
true.
has, like,
That's
3
true. It's
lines.
mostly vocalization. So I guess, yeah, it's less apparent. But I do really like the sound of that one. Um, and I feel like this is like the most efficient, or not efficient, the most effective beat switch that we've had so far. It actually works, and I like both parts of it pretty equally.
I think that was a pretty good one. I like how it actually like had a conclusion at the end of it and didn't just kind of like falter out and then start the next song. I think this one had like a very solid ending to it. Um, I I don't know. It was I think the first half was still pretty good. The Lana inclusion was very nice. Don't think it's better than Stargirl though, unfortunately. Break it to you. Um,
Fight.
but um, yeah, I'm running out of words.
We got 3 left.
Said
We're almost
before.
there. Ooh.
I was thinking it was good. The first 30 seconds, I was like, this is gonna be like this is gonna be to this album what "Come to Life" is for Donda. But now I'm like, I can't compare it to any Donda song, which is how you know it's a bad song.
That's true. If there's no Donda connection, I don't want it. Yeah, I think it's really fantastic, but it does seem like it's on After Hours, so now I'm just like, all the songs I like are like After Hours sequels, which I think is fine because the song is fantastic, but it's like it still feels not recycled, but it's a very similar idea to what they were doing. But I like the BoJack reference. That's such a weird thing to place, but it's also the exact arc that the Weekend character is going on. So I enjoyed that part of it, and then Lana did fantastic. That outro was fantastic. So I really love it felt cinematic and purposeful, and we finally got a low end that is like pleasing to me again, because I feel like that dropped off during the whole like vocal snippet portion of the album. But
Yeah.
really good.
What's the BoJack reference? Am I dumb?
The view from halfway down, like the first lines, which is like, oh,
Oh.
which
Oh,
framed
yeah.
the song for me quite well. I think it had a lot more impact after like having that bit of context there. But
Yeah.
you should just copy the BoJack story for this trilogy. It's kind of like almost there.
It actually, yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of similarities there.
Okay, 3 more. Red Terror.
This is a American propaganda song.
Sounds like it.
He's about to come out as a pro-Vietnam War. It's his last request is the weekend.
Oh, that
He's
was
gonna say
a real
he's gonna say
blend.
Taiwan is not a country.
Hush, my child, you're mine. All my life, I've tried. Oh, you were never heavy, light just like a feather. I ran from the terror. You'll never be alone. Hush, my child, you're mine. All my life, I've tried to keep you warm when I'm gone. is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away to the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly how it was. Unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still.
Okay, you're going to the wire. Red Terror.
That one was pretty good. Once I realized that it was about a kid, I don't know if he has. I don't think he has kids, right?
I have no idea.
I don't think so. I was like, uh-oh, because one of my favorite no, not that, but one of my favorite subgenres of songs are paternal love songs, and there is a great legacy of those. Like, Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder, or
Best
Sweet
song of all
Wanomi.
time.
It's up there.
It could be.
And Sweet Wanomi by Bill Withers is another one. I actually like that song a lot. And I don't know. I just am a sucker for like really sweet sentiments coming from like paternal figures. And that's just kind of a thing I like in general, or it's just good dad portrayals and things. So I don't know if he has kids. I'm going to say that he doesn't. And this is about a child that does not exist yet. Maybe he's singing to his semen. I don't know. It could be.
Masterpiece.
I have to assume. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's really nice and kind of a sweet sentiment in an album so concerned with legacy. It makes sense.
Lyrically, I thought it was okay. I did not enjoy that at all though.
Oh, okay.
What?
There was some good beat boops in the beginning. I'm like, okay, this is shaping up to be pretty good, and then I think it falls into the camp of being insanely overproduced, insanely like grandiose when it doesn't really earn that.
Sure.
I think it just sounds like it's trying too hard to be like a larger than life song, and I don't think it earns that. So
That's fair.
I did not enjoy that one very much to me.
I enjoy that one a lot. I think this whole last part of the album is really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like we're like la 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 like all the way through the album, and then like the last 5 songs, I'm like, these are very important. You better
Yeah.
nail it on these last 5, and they do feel important. They actually feel like they have some weight to them, and it's not just noodling around with Metro. I think When on Tricks Point Never did fantastic on especially the outro. I think the outro was fantastic. So I like the weight of it. I like this kind of speaking to a child that doesn't exist. I know in the promotional materials, like that intro, like little teaser of the album was like child him walking through this like haunted house full of all the memories and stuff. So I kind of placed that there, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I feel like we're reaching the point now where it's like, what do you have to really say in these last 2 songs? Because this is kind of the importance. Like, this is the last Weeknd album, the last 2 Weeknd songs. Unless
buy
you
the
cop out
super-
and buy a deluxe or do the OVO XO weirdo thing.
Right.
Stop. After this, stop. You've given us more than enough.
Yes.
So, without a warning.
Metro Boomin reference.
Familiar, okay?
He's not even on this song either.
Even if the world wants me to beg, the crowd will scream my name.
Thank you, Weekend.
The only track that doesn't transition without a
Huh?
warning.
That one was really good. I think I'm on your bandwagon. I think the end of this is really kind of coming together here, in a way that I wish the whole album did. Because man, that's really really good. I feel like this kind of like gets the message of the album across like better than any of the other ones had. Maybe it's because the song sounds really good. Like I feel like that goes a long way. Because when it's just like over, not no offense to Metro, but just like a generic Metro beat, it's like, okay, it doesn't feel as impactful as something like this, where it's like, this actually sounds really good. Has some really nice like momentum to it. Those drums, those are like some after hours ass drums, and I will take those anytime that we can get them. Yeah, no, I think that one's really really good.
I also think that one was pretty good. Um, just kind of like you said, kind of putting a bow on everything, kind of what the album kind of feels like it's trying to do. But we didn't really get it until these last few songs. So
Yeah.
um, there's a lot of fat you had to cut around to get there, but I think this last leg is also, I think it's doing pretty good for itself. So
Hmm.
I agree. I think it sounds great. I do love the messaging of like him sincerely being like, I hope my audience is okay with me doing this and like that they stick around for whatever I'm doing next. I feel like The Weeknd, being a gigantic pop star, actually cares about what his audience thinks and like collaborates and like talks to them a lot more than any other like gigantic pop star does. It feels a lot
Yeah.
more genuine. And like, I know the EXO fan base is like gigantic and there's so many like, it's not a stand-em like a lot of these other gigantic pop stars are. They actually feel like real people that just really enjoy the music and are like looking
Yeah.
out for this person's well-being. So I thought that song was like a really really great, like, not fan service to people, but like a true like, I hope you can like see this thing through as I transition to a different point in whatever I'm doing. So I thought it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Very nice.
All right, we made it. Last one. Hurry up tomorrow.
Who else has to pay for my sins? My love's fabricated. It's too late to save it. Now I'm ready for the end. So burn me with your light. I have no more fights left to win. I hope my confession is enough. So I see heaven after love. I want heaven when I die. I wanna change. I want the pain no more. Mama, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. And I hope that I find what I'm looking for. I hope that he's watching from up above. Oh, yeah. No, I need heaven after love. I want heaven when I die. I wanna change. I want the pain. No more, no more, no more.
Hurry up tomorrow.
That song was great. I really really like that. Yeah, Genius says this is an interpolation of a David Lynch song,
Yeah, I saw that.
which is funny. Uh, yeah, apparently it's a song from Eraserhead, which again, a song that's a movie about birth and raising a child. So that's kind of it ties into the themes. But the sound of that was just really really nice. Yeah, this kind of goes into what your like favorite thing is. This is like a kind of um, more stripped back than the rest of the album has been type outro, where it is just kind of a slower, feels more like an 80s ballad, but that's not a bad thing. Yeah, a really great bow to the weekend, I guess. If this album was 10 songs shorter, this would have been a great thing. This would have been a great send off for his character, the weekend.
I agree. Very good closing song. Again, I like how stripped back it was compared to everything else. Um, I think the last, I think the last two songs redeem a little bit of the
Yes.
whole album for me. Um, I think as an album, I don't think the length warrants what I think it could have been cut in half and gotten the same point across.
Yes.
Um, I don't really see myself going back to it that much unless I, like it more on repeat listens. But I feel like I've already heard, to varying degrees, I've already heard everything on here from him at some point in his career.
Yeah.
And I think that, as a finale album, he went the route of, I'm just going to do the same sound and just, put a nice little bow on it. I would have liked to hear a little bit more, not experimentation, but just more of like a conclusive sound to him, I guess. But I think it's a passable, it's a good album. It's just I think he could have done a lot more to make it like stand out as his last album.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, outro, fantastic. I think it's a perfect way to send it off. I think it's genuine and it's kind of hinting towards like the next chapter, which is nice. I fully expected like him, like knowing how he works his music, of like the guy dying, like the persona like literally dying like right before it reaches that salvation point, but it actually seems like a nice ending here, which is a surprise to me. So I'm enjoying that quite a bit. I think the song sounds fantastic. He's actually doing great vocal work here as well. Seems like he's
Yeah.
a little bit more alive in this back half here. Yeah, I think the back half of this album like completely redeemed it for me. I think if
Completely?
it was not this strong, not pretty much completely, I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I had to go through what felt like creative burnout through the middle only to be resurrected at the end, because I feel like this truly is the very very last thing he could possibly do as the weekend, and you can see that burnout and the running out of ideas on this album. I think he did
Yeah.
put way too much in here. I think cut it down, make it 16 songs and you got a perfect length there. I know which songs you need to cut, and then it'll flow much better without giving up like any of the like little subgenre areas that we go of, this like purgatory area and this like being redeemed kind of area. But yeah, overall, I think it's still strong. I think it is hindered by the fact that Dawn FM and After Hours exist, because those two albums are much better than this album.
Yeah.
But it is also the impossible weight of like, you have a final album and a final album in a trilogy that is like universally loved. How on earth do you meet expectations for that? So kind of just like giving everybody everything is, I think, kind of the way he went about it, even though it's not as cohesive, which is the only biggest flaw for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any songs that I would say are better than After Hours or Dawn FM tracks. There's a couple that get close, but I do think those albums are just farther, they outshine this big time. But I am very excited to see what he does next, because I think now that the creative well for this project is done, I would like to see what he makes as a person and not a persona, because there's always a meta like commentary with him where it's kind of his real life, but it's kind of a character he's playing up. I want to see what he can do as a real songwriter writing for him and not for a concept. So I'm very excited for that, and I hope it's a different direction musically as well. So overall,
Yes.
it is solid. It's not my favorite. There is a lot of things that did not need to be here, and there was a lot of interesting creative choices. But the back half here is fantastic, and the first couple of songs are also really great. So
Yeah. Start strong and end strong.
yes,
I think just cut out the middle, most of the middle. Yeah, I wanted to give like a little bit of thoughts I have on this being his like last album, because I think as an artist, you should never do something like this. You should never say like this is the end point and I'm going to stop or do a huge shift after this, because you're setting the last one up for failure.
Yep.
Tarantino's doing the same exact thing right now.
I need to make
He's-
10 movies. I can't make another one.
Because he's obsessed with this weird number thing that he wants to only make 10 movies, and now he's on his last one. He's like absolutely paralyzed by that concept. And like he was working on this movie called The Movie Critic, and then he just completely shelved it after like a year of pre-production, and now he's working on like a Broadway show. And it's like you completely shot yourself in the foot as an artist by like saying I'm only making 10 movies. And so like for this to be like I'm going to do a huge send off for this Weeknd character, you're already hindering that artistic project as its own thing, because it has to be this grand statement. And I think because of that, we get all of these songs that don't need to be there, that are all doing the same thing. And I'm glad that he executed on it. I'm glad this isn't something that he like worked on for years and then like it came out with 30 tracks. I'm glad it came out when it did, because I, just like The Weeknd, am excited for tomorrow. Not
too.
so excited for what happened today. Yes.
Bars.
Bars. Well, this is the longest recording we've done in a long time. We have
Thank
other
you,
Weekend
Weeknd.
videos if you want to watch more of us listening to
Yeah.
the Weekend.
We did After Hours and on FM. And After Hours, I looked pretty different. I was thin and invisible.
It's true.
I thought of that earlier today, and I'm glad
That's
that
good.
paid off. Everyone loved it.
I think, After Hours is one of the first things I did on this channel. I don't even know if that video is still public. So
Oh, did you delete all those?
I unlisted them because it did not
Oh.
fit with our theme. You don't need to hear what I have to say about music from 4 years ago. It's not interesting. I promise you that.
You don't need to hear what I say right now. So
Nobody needs
Well,
anything, really.
Well, then what have we done? Dawn FM and then House of Balloons? Are those the two
Yes.
ones that we've
Yeah.
done? Okay. Well, yeah, we'll definitely check out what he's gonna do next, and who knows? Maybe we'll go back and finish the old trilogy. I know we had
is
some
true.
people request. What is it? Thursday? Is that the
Thursday
next
and then Echoes of Silence, which I do want to revisit, so that would be interesting.
one? Oh, maybe. Maybe we'll do some of that. But for next time, are we spinning a wheel or are we doing Fleet Foxes?
That is up to you.
Oh.
Would you rather do a wheel spin or would you rather listen to Fleet Foxes?
Oh, shoot.
what Fleet Foxes album are you on?
Sure.
That's the best one.
Okay. Well, you better
That-
join
that's
us
a
and defend
bold
that.
take.
Unbiased opinion.
Crack Up exists, but that's fine.
You haven't heard, well, you have heard
I have
Shore.
kind
I was
of
about
heard
to
it,
say, like, don't come swinging at Shore. You haven't heard it yet.
Just say Crack Up beats most things, okay?
I'm glad that we all have
We all
completely
have different
things.
ones, which is good.
That is
It's a
good.
sign of a good discography.
I think I want to spin a wheel.
Okay.
I want to do a wheel. Wheel. I'm hoping for a yikes.
Don't give me yikes. Okay.
That's fine.
It's
I'll take it.
anticlimactic. I was looking like those.
Yeah.
Guys.
Okay.
Oh, you got a lot on there.
We do got a lot on there, but I already know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
We're going to do Nick Drake Brighter
Thank
later.
God.
Yeah. I
What I need
recently
right now.
re-listened to Pink Moon, and I'm like, this might be one of the best. It might be the
Masterpiece.
best folk album ever.
Truly.
And I'm ready for another Nick Drake classic.
Neat. Join us next time for Brighter Lighter by Nick Drake.
Yes, that's the
Not
one.
Like
It's like he's holding a guitar, right?
yes, I think that's the one that Boris ripped off.
Yes. Shout out Boris.
Shout out Boris.
Boris
For real
Johnson.
though. Boris. Brooksy. Yeah, join us next time for some nice Nick Drake tunes. I'm excited. Pink Moon is a classic and it's near perfect. So
Nick Toon, you will.
Nick tunes. Yeah, that's it. Bye.